I am the Director of Football in FM24, so I'm playing with no tactics, no training, no team talks, and no team selection. From Tier 6 all the way to the Premier League, that is my goal, and we are doing things the Moneyball way. It's time for us to finally get things going here at Hemel Hempstead, and we're starting with meeting the team, which is something we do still have to do despite not being in control of the first team. Just one of those weird quirks of playing as Director of Football. But we'll talk about our aims for the National League South this season. Oh, okay, well some of the squad want us to be more ambitious. To be honest, so do the board. They would like to see us finish in the playoffs. I'm not convinced with our squad depth as it stands, but let's relent. Let's push for the playoffs. Wonderful. And make sure we give a good account of ourselves in the FA Cup this season too. It's exactly the reaction I was after, but don't make any promises because you're not in control of the first team and you probably won't be able to fulfill any of them. There we go. Good stuff. Every player's morale significantly increased after that meeting. But unfortunately, we are yet to receive any offers for Reece Grant, who we transfer listed in the previous episode. If you haven't seen that, check it out up there right now. Now, it's a huge shame to make a decision like this within my first few hours at the club, but Reece is our 6th choice striker. He's just not at a level where he's going to compete with other players ahead of him in the pecking order. So let's offer him out again and reduce our asking fee this time. But in incoming news, Daniel Jones will be released from his contract because Sam Cox has joined us as our assistant manager. So it's over to him for his preferred 4-4-2 adventurous style, which should please the board who want us to play attacking football. And I've already got a recruitment focus underway to improve the depth on the right of midfield for him. And Sam is wasting no time. He's straight in to prepare for our first friendly against Abergavenny. He's looking to analyse weaknesses in the opposition's defensive structure for his tactical prep and focusing on both attacking and defending free kicks for his set-piece preparation. And intriguingly, he is suggesting that we should pick Briscoe on the left wing, who prefers to play a bit further forward or indeed up front, and Williams on the right, who again prefers to play further forward. It will be fascinating to see if this is the team that he picks when we play Abergavenny tomorrow. No offers again for Grant, unfortunately, so we'll drop that fee further, maybe 1.5k this time. And we've got our first recruitment meeting. Oh, look at that. Our scouts feel that we are lacking depth on the right of midfield as well. Good job, we've already got that recruitment focus going then. And I do actually agree with their suggestion to scout for a goalkeeper too. We've currently only got a 16-year-old as backup, so probably not a bad shout there. And now it's our first match day. Here we are on the team selection screen with the power to pick our squad, but we're not going to do that. I am the Director of Football. I need to leave everything in Sam Cox's hands, and the only way to do that is to go on holiday. Just for one day, and when you return, you can see all the decisions your assistant, or in this case, first team manager, made in your absence. Sam did indeed choose Briscoe on the left and Williams on the right, and we ran out 4-3 winners against Abergavenny. A fantastic XG for us, and not a bad one for them as well, concerningly. A hat-trick and an assist for Williams. Miles Judd picking up 2 assists. Excellent start. Maybe we don't need a right winger after all. This is one for us to keep an eye on for sure. Although neither manager for a pre-season friendly made any substitutions other than one that was enforced in the 63rd minute when Briscoe picked up an injury. Unfortunately, Briscoe is out for 3 to 4 weeks with pulled knee ligaments, so hopefully he will make it back for the start of the season. Now, after a week in the job, I'm starting to get my first scouting reports through, but unfortunately, the players I asked the team to have a look at in the previous episode, Dolman, Dunn, Byrne, just don't look like they're high enough calibre to make it here at Hemel Hempstead. We are getting, though, some decent enough recommendations. Dale Gillespie, be a reasonably priced free transfer, but not quite at the performance level I'd like. Josh Smile, though, could be great. We're definitely going to take him on trial, along with Hayden Linley and Roshawn Williams. We take a look at how the scouts are getting on with that right winger recruitment focus. Wiltshire and Wood both definitely worth a trial, along with Mackenzie Lyle in goal for sure. A few days later, Sam Cox continues his winning ways with a friendly victory over Dereham, with a lot of trialists in the team actually. Wiltshire on the the right, Williams and Lindley in the centre of defence, Mackenzie Lyle in goal. It's another injury and again pulled knee ligaments. That's arguably our first choice left and right wingers possibly out for the first game of the season. It's still really early in pre-season. Sam should really be managing the minutes of the players a lot better than this. No subs again other than replacing the injured Williams. But it's cool, I can calm down now because we have had an offer from Bath for Reece Grant. They haven't offered us any money, but given he's being paid £400 a week at the moment, just getting his wages off the bill would be amazing. Accept! And we've got our first applicants for the scouting positions. Oakley Calverley and Ollie Robinson look like the best options. If we were to offer them a contract... I'm sorry, what? You want to do this voluntarily for no money? Sure, great stuff. And more offers for Grant as well. Excellent. It's starting to pick up, my friends. Now, while our scouts are out doing their investigations, I'm going to go direct to our assistant manager, Sam Cox, and ask him who he would like us to bring to the club. Normally, this would be your director of football, but as we don't have one, it defaults to your assistant manager. So let's ask him. Some excellent options there for us to bring in on trial yet again. We continue our 100% pre-season with a 1-0 victory over Stocksbridge. Some more trialists making their presence felt. Kovacevic in goal, Barrel on the left wing, Clemens on the right wing, and we have some new scouts. Robinson and Calverley both join the club, so we will get them scouring the National League South for recommended signings in any position of Sam Cox's preferred 4-4-2 formation. And it's another victory against Dulwich Hamlet, 100% in pre-season so far. This was a pretty valiant rearguard action. They had 19 efforts on goal against us, but we had higher possession. Goals from Caelan Hines, Alfie Matthews and trialist Roshawn Williams picking up the victory. No substitutions again though from either side. Something here is not right, my friends. But excellent news, Grant is joining Torquay. That's £400 a week off of our wage bill. Thank you very much indeed. And interestingly, Aldershot are making an offer for one of our trialists, Harrison Solomon. Now, he has played 2 games in the centre of our defence and great current ability, great potential. But remember back to those rules of Moneyball. I need clear statistical evidence that players can do the business, and I have none. There are 0 appearances to refer to in Harrison Solomon's history, so it doesn't matter how good his potential is, I cannot take a risk on him. We will therefore terminate his trial and look elsewhere. If we have a look at some of these other trialists, Kieran Wiltshire has been doing pretty well on the right wing for us, but he's incredibly inconsistent and doesn't enjoy big matches. I could probably cope with one of those as an issue, but both really not. So we'll say farewell to him as well. Josh Smile in the centre of midfield though. He is looking quality. 3 matches for us this time and very solid performances. Bit susceptible to injuries and doesn't hugely favour big matches, but he is a consistent performer. So let's go and offer him a contract. He'd want to be an important player. I think that's absolutely fair. He wants how much? 725? No, we'll walk away from that one too. Right, so that's 5 trials terminated then, but we still managed a dominant victory over Didcot without them. 2 for Matthews, 1 for Hines, and Roshawn Williams popping up with another again. Still no substitutions. What is going on here? Clive Kelly is joining us now as well. He will be our new head of youth development. And speaking of which, if you want to see me playing FM24 as a head of youth development, check that video out over there. Oh, but come on, Scouts, this is getting silly. We only managed to find 1 recommended right winger in the previous recruitment focus. So we shall try again. Any role, and we'll dedicate all 3 of our scouts to this task. And after seeing what some of these trialists want for a wage to join us, I think I need to free up some more wage budget. Now, Erald Desa here is a 21-year-old who does not have phenomenal potential. £200 a week? Could be quite helpful. So I think we're going to transfer list him as well for a grand total of £0 and hopefully free up a teeny bit more wage budget, because the way things are going, £790 a week is probably only 2 players. Some of that wage budget has gone on Tom Burke, our one and only performance analyst. 180 quid a week they're being spent on an analysing data score of 7, but it was the best I could find. Unfortunately, Roshan Williams, I'm desperate to sign him, but he wanted too much money. He doesn't want to restart talks. He's played 4 games, 7.25 average, scored 2 goals for us. I would love him to join the team, but I just can't afford him. We'll have to terminate his trial as well, because we have Leatherhead tomorrow, our final friendly, and I want to make sure that our first team are getting game time. We could really do with Cox improving their sharpness. I'm taking a short opportunity before the match against Leatherhead to look at our potential new signings. Nathan Wood, coming up again, does look like a very solid player for our club DNA and is a natural right winger, can also play on the left. His versatility could be a huge asset this season. Currently a decent National League South player, could become a leading one. He is inconsistent though and doesn't enjoy big matches, but I'm starting to panic, I have to be honest. So let's see what can be done. Well, amazingly, we've been able to agree a deal of £140 a week, which is less than half what was expected as the minimum. Unlike some of the other players I've been looking at, he has played regular football, albeit at lower divisions. And to be honest, that counts as a proper Moneyball signing. And I've found Aaron Simpson to bring in on trial as well. Hasn't played a huge amount of football, but did manage half a season at Margate. Not played much recently, but could come in at a slightly higher quality level than Josh Williams. Just need to give him time in this team so that the coaches can understand what his attributes really are. And we conclude a wonderful pre-season with a 5-0 hammering of Leatherhead. Excitingly, a player of the match performance from Whittaker on the right of midfield, which he's unconvincing in on paper. Well, I'd say 2 goals and 2 assists is pretty convincing to me. Less convincing, though, is the phenomenal lack of substitutions again. Hang on, I need to look into this. Back in a second. Oh, it's a bug. That is a 100% pre-season, and our first match in the National League South is in 6 days' time. Can I get a starting quality left back or right winger in before then? While I'm searching for those new players, here's one that I was not expecting. I was pretty convinced that Sam Cox would recommend that Alfie Matthews takes a leadership role this season. His leadership is amazing, his determination is great, but he's only 21 years old and low in the hierarchy, so it's recommending we keep Josh Hill as captain and swap Williams for Craig King as vice-captain. Williams, to me, looks slightly better because of his determination, but okay, what Sam says go in these first team matters. So we will warn Williams about losing the vice-captaincy. There are better options at the club. Thankfully, he takes that well, and we can give Sam whatever his heart desires. T-minus 5 days until kickoff. We've received 3 offers for Errol Desa. We will accept them all, and our first signing is imminent. Nathan Wood, that versatile wide midfielder, has agreed to join us, and we gladly accept. There we are. A B- from the fans, has the potential to be a key player for the club, and that, my friends, is the first signing of the Director of Moneyball 2024 era. I've made an offer for Simpson as well. He's not the most amazing player, but the fact that he's a natural left back and can play wide on the left, again, good versatile option, but he won't make it in time for the match against Yeovil because kickoff time is here. Sam Cox is demonstrating his adventurous style. He's telling the press he wants to encourage attacking play, although Yeovil are strong favourites. So who's Sam going to pick? If it was my choice, this, I think, is the team that I would put out against Yeovil. King in goal, who's only started 1 pre-season game because of the amount of trialists that we've been testing out in goal. Judd on the right, Williams on the left, and Josh Hill and Chris Smith in the centre of defence. Jethro Hansen, good hard-tackling ball-winning midfielder, and Krasnicki has had a phenomenal pre-season. 4 appearances and 3 goals from the centre of midfield. Average rating of 7.43. How can he not be in the team? I think I'd probably follow Cox's lead and put Williams on the right. He's good enough for 75 minutes of action, having recovered from his sprained knee ligaments, but Briscoe can only go for 45 minutes. So I'd probably go with Hines on the left, and then Matthews and Whittaker up front. But of course, it's not my choice. It's all up to Sam Cox. Who's he going to pick? What's he going to do in the match? And will he make any substitutions? Subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on to find out in the next episode. And if you want more awesome FM content in the meantime, check it out right there. I'm Kirk Sheridan. Be excellent to each other.